is an artist educator but runs a non-profit organization called Keep the Dream Arts. What Keep the Dream Arts does is that it gives access to arts education to schools that do not, and communities that do not have this access or resources to arts education in the city of Johannesburg. Well, for me, I've always taken Youth Month, specifically around 1976, June 16, specifically from a point of fighting for youth rights, in particular with language, right? But how things have changed now is that it really starts to speak to different moments of what the youth is going through now. So we're not really fighting against language as much as we used to, but now there are little moments that happen within our community spaces. So as I mentioned before, Keep the Dream gives access to arts education. So we run this program called the Artucation Program, and this program is an interdisciplinary arts educational program, and what it does is not only does it give access to schools, but it also allows for interaction and engagement that speaks to political, social, economical things that happen in our society in different ways. Well, I do think things have changed. I do think the class of 1976 did do the most, and I say that in all types of language, they did the most. Mainly because right now we're dealing with access to education, and we don't have those binaries, those moments where we have to fight for language, in particularly Afrikaans. However, the flip coin to that starts to be that we are still dealing with moments of language where it is still not accessible in our educational system. So if you take someone who comes from the rural areas, who speaks their native language, and then you have to compress them into a university space, they now have to not only deal with the moments of being outside of their comfort zone, but being pushed into a very restrictive, very European, very colonial language that may not even fit for them. So yes, that was a good starting point for 1976, but I still do believe that there are those moments that still need to be continued, and this is where the youth needs to have or do the things. So this is easy. They can just pop me an email. I'm bulengplessy@gmail.com, and we can just have the conversation. We've got a lot of volunteering options available. We have facilitators we'd like on board who'd like to teach arts education. Remember, it's an interdisciplinary arts educational program. So we've got music, dance, film, photography, and visual arts. So in its own disciplinary. If you know would like to volunteer, come through. Yes, I do. I would say to the youth that, know who you are, know what you want to become, and strive towards that goal every day. You can find me on Facebook at Keep the Dream Arts. You can also find me on Instagram and Twitter at buleng_KTD. Remember, KTD is Keep the Dream.